welcome to the Cardone Zone.
Get you some nuts. They're gonna lick some nuts.
I'm Savvy, and today I'm here with a very special message for you. That message is that life is too short. Life's just too short. Now, what is life too short for? Life is too short to keep reading books that suck this much ass. So today I am here to talk about Grant Cardone's book, Be Obsessed or Be Average, and how I gave the fuck up on it and put this in the DNF pile.
No, bro, you just stay on the tag, bro.
Tuna in a can.
You a Christian? Chapadao. Okay? Oh, you a Christian? Really? Oh, we're gonna burn you at the stake.
What's up, my fellow small business supporters? I'm Savvy. Welcome back to my channel, unless you're new here, in which case, welcome to my channel. Thanks for coming on over. Please don't forget to subscribe because multiple times a week I put out new videos about books, writing, and small business owner life. Today's video is going to be about books, but also about small business owner life because I read a book by the business guru Grant Cardone.
Are you in multi-level marketing? You selling drugs?
Hoping to learn some things about becoming a better small business owner myself. If you have seen my Anti-MLM playlist, you probably know how I feel about Grant Cardone's.
Tuna in a can. It will get hard. Some nuts will get hard.
I got this book on Audible, Be Obsessed or Be Average, long before I knew who Grant Cardone actually was. I just thought the premise sounded interesting, but the more I got to know him, the more I started seeing his speeches at multi-level marketing conferences. Again, you can check out my Anti-MLM playlist linked up in the cards, where so far I have 2 videos about Grant Cardone, and now this is the 3rd, and there will probably be more as we go into the future, because whew, this man is just a gold mine of things to yell about. So I picked up Grant Cardone's book, Be Obsessed or Be Average, because I personally do believe in being obsessed about what you're doing as a business owner. A lot of you guys probably know I run a small business called Forever Home Friends. I produce books, stuffed animals, and other merchandise, all based on the stories of real rescue dogs and their journeys to getting adopted. So I do read a lot of books in the business genre and the self-help genre, trying to learn more and more about running a business and best practices for doing that. So that is why I ended up reading Be Obsessed or Be Average by Grant Cardone, and by reading, I mean DNFing. I did not get all the way through this book. I wanted to get all the way through this book so that I could do a full-ass in-depth review for you guys. But in my first Grant Cardone video called Grant Cardone is a Manic Pixie Dream Girl, I talked a little bit about this book where we looked into the dedication of it and how in the dedication he just rambled on for 2 minutes about how he stalked his wife for 13 months and she didn't want anything to do with him, but he was obsessed with making this woman his wife, and that's how he learned that obsession was a good thing, and I was a little bit scared.
This book is dedicated to my wife, Elena Lyons Cardone. For over 20 years, I was obsessed with finding the perfect woman for me. Tremendous amount of pain tied up in trying to find this perfect woman for me. The call was so powerful when I met her. When I first met her, the call was so powerful that I sold where I lived. I sold the house I lived at in La Jolla, California, where I lived like a prince and a king. Sold it, moved to Los Angeles, believing this woman was there. Keep in mind, I hadn't even met her yet. I just believed the call inside of me, this obsession, this idea that she, the woman, the perfect woman for me, the calling of my life was there. I picked up, sold my house, and moved everything to Los Angeles. My business, myself. When I first met her, by the way, which was the first night I moved to Los Angeles, I became obsessed with making this woman my wife.
A lot of you guys in the comments were like, Savvy, take care of yourself first. We'd love to hear a review of this book, but it's most important that you take care of yourself and don't let your mind explode being trapped inside Grant Cardone's weird-ass brain. So I'm going to review the parts of the book that I was able to get through. There will be no more reading of this book. It's going on the DNF shelf for life. I cannot look at it for another second. I would listen to it, I guess. I was listening to it as an audiobook, which made it worse. He's just going on his manic ramblings in my ear nonstop while I'm just trying to take a walk with my dog. Things I liked about this book. I don't think I stuck with it long enough to get to any parts I'd like. We're not even going to go into that. This book it's just 1 star. 1 star based on what I read. I know it's not really ethical to rate books that you haven't finished, so maybe I just won't put a review on Goodreads. I'll just write DNF. But regardless, let's talk about some of the reasons that I want to give this book 1 star. We already delved pretty deep in my Grant Cardone is a Manic Pixie Dream Girl video about, you know, his disregard of mental health, how in his first chapter he goes on and on about how being obsessed with your business is a good thing, which again, I agree with, but then he goes into how throughout his life, professionals, he says professionals, so I'm assuming he means, you know, psychologists, He's saying professionals have told him that he has OCD, that he has ADHD, things like that.
My entire life, people have been telling me that my obsession with success was a bad thing. I've had professionals, the so-called professionals, suggest I had diseases and labeled me ADD, ADHD, OCD, and much, much.
He has just kind of brushed that to the side because it's more important to him to run a solid business, and his obsessions to the point of straight up mania are a good thing for him because they made him millions and millions of dollars. At that point, that's when I knew that we were in for something that I wasn't going to agree with whatsoever. As a lot of you guys know, I do have OCD. I take medication for my OCD and have been for about 5 years now, and it has drastically improved my life. In fact, I am a more successful business owner now that I'm on medication than I was beforehand, because beforehand I was more frequently, having to deal with mental health issues. I was having a lot of breakdowns. I was having a lot of panic attacks and really stressful moments and fixations that kind of distracted me. So the medication was a good thing for me. Again, disclaimer, I'm not saying medication's for everyone. It does work for a lot of people though. So I was very, very disappointed to hear Grant Cardone just kind of putting down psychologists and saying, ignore your mental health issues if they make your business better, because that's a very dangerous mindset to have. From there, things did not really get better. One of the chapters that I was in while I was walking Chewy, Grant Cardone just kept yelling, "Feed the beast," at me and didn't really tell me what that meant. I think he meant like embrace your obsessions, but he was just like, feed the beast! Literally, Grant Cardone is just a straight up boss bro. Like, when we talk about boss babes, like especially in the MLM world where you have, usually women who are very like, we want to empower women in business, but by empower women in business, they're really just promoting an aesthetic and generally trying to sell their own business courses and their own lifestyle courses and whatever, and it's not actually empowering, it's just trying to use feminist sound bites to make a profit. Really, that's kind of what Grant Cardone's doing on the male side of things. He's a boss bro. He's basically out there just like,
No, bro, you just stay on attack, bro. Don't worry about it.
feed the beast! I love to stalk women! I make beautiful women my wife if I want to. You guys can live my life. I smoked so much weed when I was 25. It's amazing. I'm a bro. I used to get beat up by the football team, but now I have $100 million or whatever. That's Grant Cardone. He told me to feed the beast. He never went into what that meant. He also had a quote that I think really exemplifies this book as a whole, which is, don't just drink the Kool-Aid, inject it into your veins. So, for those of you guys who don't know, drinking the Kool-Aid is a reference to a cult who, back in the day, had brainwashed everyone so bad that they got them to drink Kool-Aid that was laced with poison. These people knew it was laced with poison, and they thought that instead of just dying, they would be ascending to a higher plane of being. In reality, everyone just died. So Grant Cardone is taking this concept of drinking the Kool-Aid, following your cult leader, and saying, don't just drink it, inject it into your veins. Grant Cardone is a full-on cult bro. Again, I've talked in his, in my video I did reacting to his speech at the World Financial Group Multi-Level Marketing Conference. I talked in that video about how he shows a lot of cult leader signs and how he really is using like cult emotional manipulation tactics to get people to follow him and to give him money.
Take your money out of your retirement account, out of your IRA, your 401k, in mutual funds and ETFs. Take that money and get invested in Cardone Capital.
Take that money, invest it in Cardone Capital.
There was also a part in this, if we want to talk a little bit about Grant Cardone's misogyny for a second, there was a part in this book where he talked about the importance of goal setting, which, every business book talks about. I'm working on a business self-help book right now called #SavvyBusinessOwner. I have a chapter in there about goal setting. It's a very important part of the process of being successful. And, in this part, he wasn't wrong. He was giving accurate goal-setting advice. He was talking about how every day he would get out his legal pad, he would write down specific goals and specific steps to take to achieve those, and I agreed with that until he got to the point where he was writing down, things that he was visualizing for his future. He was trying to have a very exact, clear path forward. He talked about how at this point he was dating a woman who's not his wife. It was a different woman. This was before he met his wife. So he was dating this woman, and she was asking him, hey, what's that legal pad that you always keep by your bed, by the side of your bed? And he was like, oh, that's where I write down my visions for my future, my goals, my dreams, what I'm trying to accomplish. And she asked him, well, do you ever write about me in there? And he took a moment to reflect on that and realized the way he visualized his wife in the future didn't look like the woman he was with right now. And because visualization of your future is the most important thing to staying on track, he knew right then and there that he had to break up with her. because she didn't fit his vision. What? That makes literally no sense. I have so many goals and dreams, but I cannot think of a time where I would reflect and be like, what does my husband or wife, what does my spouse or my partner for the future, what do they need to look like? How do I visualize them? Like, no, obviously I visualize the person who would be the most supportive of me in my business, and I would want to support them in their goals. I would visualize a person that, like, we communicate well and have a good time together and play off of each other's strengths. Like, I have no idea, like, what he was even going on about there. I feel like that's such an unhealthy approach to life and to relationships, but what could I expect from Grant Cardone? That is my very brief review of Be Obsessed or Be Average. Grant Cardone has other books out, one like the 10X rule, how you should take every goal you have and multiply it by 10. He does talk about that in this book. He mentioned, like, if you have a goal to lose weight, whatever you want to lose, take that and multiply it by 10, which freaked me out because, you know, I wanted to lose 15 pounds at the time. I still do. And I was like, well, that means I need to lose 150 pounds, which is literally my entire body weight. So Grant Cardone just is advising me to fucking die. So anyway, I don't have a lot of trust in what he says. I will maybe do more reviews of videos of his. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to do a video reacting to his show, The Cardone Zone, and if you'd like me to do reactions to his videos. I don't know if I can handle a book review because this was an 11-hour rant of this man just going on and on and on, and at some point I was like, I need this to stop. I like listened to 2 or 3 other audiobooks in the process of having to stop and take a break from this book. So I at some point was just like, I can't. This is bad. This is bad for everyone involved. I have so many better things to read. Life is too short to read books that suck this bad. Alright, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll see y'all again soon. If you're interested in supporting me or my channel, check out my small business Forever Home Friends linked in the description below, or my Patreon. This video was sponsored by my Patreon supporters. Here they are. Thank you so much to everyone who supported me on Patreon. You can check out my Patreon linked in the description below, and you can also check out my store, savvylizer.bigcartel.com, where I have all of my channel merch as well as my young adult novel, One Final Vital, available for pre-order. Check it all out there. I will see y'all again soon. In the meantime, don't forget to support small businesses. Happy reading. Make sure the books you read are worth your time.